Folks, I'd like to remind you something. Norwood Sox Quality Bare Bones Radio Broadcasting is Skeleton Nation. Keep the camera here. I can sit in this chair nude in my Skeleton Nation. I've got staff, doesn't give a damn. I can walk around nude in front of the staff, and all I got to worry about is air. You're on the air time sign. On the air. Oh, they don't like me messing with that. You know how my staff is. By the way, I need additions to the staff. You'll get a hold of me. I could use you. If you like to be usable, I could use you. Well, all right, I can't find the article. Remind me. I'll remind you. Oh, the grant-addicted Sahibi been around for longer than Abraham. The trouble with earth living is the grant addiction longer than Abraham. That's what Abraham ran away from when he ran. And he did run, and Lot's wife just loved the grant. And without the grant, she'd just cry her eyes out, turn to salt, bitter, sour, wham, 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 with my grant. All right, go on, you're going your way. Pillars of salt are everywhere. All we have is pillars of salt all around us. Your wife's probably a pillar of salt. They teach women pillar of saltism. They're boo-hoo, they want the grant. Well, what I want you to know, that everything you hear going on right now has been around you a long time as a creature. This grant addiction and all these grant addictions with their great ideas and going and getting, sneaking around and lobbying and carrying on. Long time around here. Longer than flag and border. A lot longer than flag and border. And usually, here's what the grant first applied. I didn't have to pitch in to explain. The one thing going on at one time in humans is a lot of explaining to the offspring everywhere. That's really one of the reasons they kept open, because the information to live was always out in the open, talked off the lips. Explaining, speaking, carrying on, wonderful time, glee. And the children overheard this all the time, and that's all they overheard, so they were weaned. Well, guess what? Some of them didn't like that. They were a little lazy. The grant addict. So what you have right now, and all this explaining at one time, was the crying they didn't want to do anything. The vagrant. And it's moved to this, that's all. 3.5 million years of wah-ha-ha. Right now, employment of this planet is 3.5 million years of crying. Not wanting to do anything, you've got all the employment right now doing. Because all you're doing now is not doing the forest. And at one time, you did the forest. So all the employment now is not doing the forest. All got to get replaced. All not contributing. All getting out of it. All the reason for the grant. All around you. All the time. Like it? That's your history. What are you going to do about it? Give up? Call it the end? Too late? Bah! You got started with a lot of fun. Time to have a lot of fun. Time to explain to the children. Time no more, I'm going to push superstition in, I'm going to give them an explanation. Instead of the failure one that you're doing now. All this stuff coming to the kids right now, the failure of explanation. Not an explanation at all. Education. Grant. Failure. Do you understand? Thicket. I speak to the thicket. You know what I mean?